Please, Lucy. Okay, we're live up there on YouTube, and you can see YouTube right up there. That's the camera for YouTube right up there, Lil. All right, so let's move that right here in the middle. We're going to get started here, YouTube. We're going to go live on the Facebook and the Instagram. And here it is. And good morning, team. This is Coach Matt Drinkon from Pro Advisor Coach and your host of the Eternal Optimist podcast. And I am here this morning with three very special guests. One of them is Miss Lily Drinkon, who is here to show up today. She's here to play all out as an Eternal Optimist. And she's brought her friend, Polly. Polly is here. And also we've got more friends. We've got Pope. Pope is here with us today. And also we've got, Peanut Butter. Peanut Butter is here today too, right? So we got all these friends that are here. Lily's going to hang out here with us today as we engage in day 49 of 100 Days of Eternal Optimism. And as we dive in today, first, let's celebrate what Eternal Optimism is. It's an opportunity for us to see things through a positive lens, and it's an opportunity for us to take the challenges that come at us and convert those into opportunities, convert those into something we can gain from, something we can learn from, something that can be an experience. And I'm going to demonstrate that today because it happened a number of times yesterday. So today, we're going to go and share deep into the journal. Okay, we're going to go into the journal. Are you leaving, Lily? Bye. We're going to share into the journal today. We're going to do a little reading, and we're going to share some of these lessons. I think this could be a really valuable lesson today. It was a valuable lesson for me yesterday. So ears up, antennas up, team. Here we go. Today's journal entry, day 49 of 100 Days of Eternal Optimism. 3 meaningful, magical moments from yesterday. Number 1, Lucy and I had a really special moment last night after I got home from soccer practice. She read a book to me as I was tucking her in. She's come so far with her reading this year. She read the entire book to me about 2 different people named Dan. She even added in some special Russian accent. Very sweet moment. She amazes me. She amazes me how far both her reading and emotional intelligence have come in the first quarter. Number 2, I connected with Julie yesterday a number of times. I'm so proud of her. The garage door had a spring bust as it was opening at 7:24 a.m. and then it closed shut, leaving all cars stuck inside without an easy way to get out. I tried the manual unlock cord, and the door was slightly off the track and the busted spring, so it made for an early pivot where I walked the girls to school. It was a real treat. Julie pivoted so smoothly. Not an ounce of frustration or anger or being upset. She smoothly went to solution mode with me and it all clicked. She is resilient and she modeled strong leadership for Lily, for Lucy, and for me. That, my friends, is an example of eternal optimism and seeing an opportunity and going into solution mode or going into make a moment mode rather than get into frustration and let it derail your day, right? So number 3, my amazing clients. I want to pause and recognize how far they've come. A pessimist is making the shift to an inner reference point for success and beginning to see the positive that comes from gain thinking. And several more stories like this. They make me feel like my purpose is important because each one of them will have an impact on the world in a positive way. All right, now I'm going to read the gains from yesterday. So here are the things that happened yesterday that I'm very grateful for, that I'm curious about how they show up in my life. These are the magical moments. Here they are. Number 1, the garage door busted. And it led to exercise on a 3-mile walk to and from school. Great quality time with my girls on this walk. A good listen to Rogan with Michael Schellenberger episode. Very interesting, deep episode. I got to see Julie shine like a star. I got my Apple rings achieved by 8:30 a.m. And now we have brand new garage door, or at least brand new spring and garage door opener, right? So from this challenge, an opportunity was born. My lens focused on how might this be a blessing in disguise? And then I settled in on how might I use this opportunity to model for my family? And that, my friends, is what I'm going to hone in on today. How might I use this opportunity to model something for my family? I have young children. I have a young wife. She's a very young wife. I have a young wife, and she's younger than me at least. I'm very, very, very young. So I have young children. I want to model for them something. What do I want to model? Well, Tell you what, I don't want to model. I don't want to model yelling at them. I don't want to model someone that just loses their cool whenever something challenging happens. I'd like to model cool, calm, collected, thoughtful, resourceful, gritty, resilient, positive, integrity. These are things I want to model. I want to model them every day very intentionally. So I took the opportunity yesterday to do that. When the garage door wouldn't open, instantaneously, when I couldn't lift it up because it was heavy and it was off the track, I did not start to yell and scream at the garage door because I don't control the external situation that happened right there. I didn't know it was a busted spring. I didn't know that the door was slightly off the track. All I knew is that I've lifted this thing up before a number of times with the manual pull cord, release cord, and I wasn't able to do that this time because the door was heavy by itself. Now, I might have been able to force it, and I might have been able to do that. And I also might have hurt myself trying to relive the glory days of that old strength that I had then. It's not quite the same level of strength now, and I didn't know exactly where it might go. So I decided to take the route of I'm going to use this to my advantage, get some quality time with my family. I'm going to use this to my advantage and strengthen my relationship with Julie and pivot in a way that it can be a positive. And we did that. We did that. So that was number one from the games yesterday. Number two, I had great calls with Dave, Todd, Max, Gina, Andrew, Sophia, Evan, Brandon, Manny, Rowan, and others who I connected with through text. So it was, I would say, a positive day yesterday. Those are all gains. Those are all meaningful relationships to me. Relationships that when I pour into them and coach them and connect with them, it's very meaningful. So that was great yesterday. I had some good gains yesterday. Number next, I got to laugh with Julie last night. We watched the show Arrested Development, which is one of our favorites to watch together, with Jeffrey Tambor and Jason Bateman and Portia Rossi. We had a good time watching. And of course, Will Arnett. Hello, Will Arnett. He's our funniest guy out there. So that's number three. And then number four, big lessons lived and modeled yesterday. That was just one. Here's another one. Another opportunity came up. I have what I would call a dream weekend getting ready to come up this weekend, meaning, and let me be clear here. A dream weekend means I just get to play golf a whole lot. And the reason so is my family's going out of town. My kids, my wife are going to be out of town on a little bit of a spring break trip, just the four of them. So I'm going to be here myself for the next 5 nights. And the reason that's important for them is because they need to go see her mom. They need to go see Oma. They want to see her. They want to see her and Papa. So they're going to go up there and see them. It's going to be great. They're going to go hang out with them. Right. So they want to go show some love and spread some energy and positive stuff to Oma and Papa. They're going to do that. And I'd love to go. And at the same time, I run my business from here, from this setup. I've not figured out a way or not tried to figure out a way yet to go mobile, to go on the road with this setup because of the high def camera up here, not on the Facebook or not on the Instagram, but up here on the YouTube for my main screen setup over here. This is what I've used for the podcast and I use it for the coaching practice. So I've not figured out how to do that successfully on the road over a course of a week. So instead of going up there for a week and trying to run a business full time, because I'm still working full time, I'm going to stay here. Anyways, all that to say that this week a dream opportunity came up. My family's not going to be present, and that means the responsibility of parenting, although I love it, at the same time, when I get an opportunity to play golf, I'm going to go play golf. And that's what this weekend's all about. For me, it was Saturday morning, going to play golf with clients. Saturday afternoon, a master's watch party with friends. And then Sunday morning, play golf with some friends and clients too. All that's going to happen. And then we looked at the weather for the last 3 days. It's got increasingly forecasting to be worse. So golf Saturday, it pivoted. It pivoted from what we would call golf, 18 holes of golf. We pivoted to top golf. So we're going to do top golf on Saturday morning instead. So that's a little bit of a pivot. Still awesome. And then number two, the Masters watch party canceled due to my host, my friend who's hosting. His dad is sick. So he's going to be out of town with his dad. And I mean, I'm not upset at him for that. And who am I to be frustrated or upset at the situation because my friend comes first and him and his dad come first. So I have no upset. I'm disappointed I don't get to see my friends and hang out with them for the Masters watch party. So that's the disappointment. The positive side of this is I got to reach out and connect with my friend and show love and support to him and his family. So there's actually a positive there that the Masters watch party is canceled and get to connect with a friend, right? And then it gives me the whole afternoon to figure out what else we might have on the agenda. Another friend of mine also invited me to a Masters watch party. It lives even closer. So I might even go just take him up on that. We'll see. We'll see. That's number two. Number three there is the golf on Sunday might be canceled. Okay. So The opportunity here is that it gives me a whole morning to do whatever I want to do when I wake up. And I was telling Julie that on Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to just relax on Saturday, masters and hang out on Saturday. Sunday, I'm going to get to work, get to work, and I'm going to go from like 8 a.m. till about 2 p.m. straight for about 5 hours. I'm just going to crush it on Sunday morning, and then after that, watch the masters, and then Sunday night class begins. I'm going to use this opportunity and I'm done with the journal entry at the moment. Well, I got a little bit left on it, but I will share this to you, my friends. I will share this to you. This whole weekend, the way it's shifted and the way the garage door episode happened yesterday, it was an opportunity for me to practice the equation. Okay, the equation. Now, if you're with me for this far, we're about 11 minutes in. If you're with me for this far, then here is the punchline. Here's the punchline. The equation is the following. This equation will offer us an opportunity for inner peace, for happiness, and an opportunity to serve others. Here's the equation. It's gratitude plus curiosity plus self-compassion equals an opportunity for inner peace and happiness. Gratitude, which can be defined as, I always like to describe it as this: 7 billion people on the planet, the stack ranking of who has the opportunity to have resources and who has the freedom, who has the opportunity to live a life that you might consider meaningful, impactful, desirable. I have to say that out of 7 billion people out there, I've got to be in that stack ranking of at least the top billion. Why? Well, because I have access to food, water, electricity, computers, energy, income, house. I mean, all these things lead to a gratitude of where we are. Plus, let's always remember, 7 years ago, almost to this day, 7 years ago, I was disabled. Right? I couldn't leave the house. I basically left the house 3 times in about a 45 day span. Right? And I couldn't get upstairs, couldn't do those things. So I'm grateful that I'm exercising and physically fit now. Right? So that's gratitude. Number 2 is curiosity. And we've already demonstrated that today, that when one challenge happens, how might we use this to our advantage? How might we use this to model and teach our family? How might we use this to show up in the world in a positive way? Right? That's curiosity, is having the mental tripwire that when adversity strikes, when frustration seeps in, right? Being able to identify and just kind of sit back in the moment we're in, and being able to ask ourselves, how might I use this moment right now to my advantage? How might I use this moment right now to connect with my family, or to connect or model for my family? How might I use this as a teaching moment? Every time I feel frustration or upset in some way, it's a teachable moment for me to learn something, right? So I'm going to do my best to learn. That's curiosity. And number 3 is self-compassion. Self-compassion defined as patience and grace with yourself. So if you're a perfectionist, just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. Example, I'm looking at my iPad right now. It's not exactly centered the way I want it, and that's okay. Not going to get upset or stressed or frustrated by the frame of my computer or iPad. Also, I've got 3 different cameras on me right now, and they're all in different places, and I feel like I'm letting go of paying attention to one of them. I don't want to pay attention like this to the YouTube audience, and then like this to the Facebook audience, and like this to the Instagram audience, and always not pay attention to someone else. A perfectionist would be a little bit nuts if there's so many cameras on and not looking at all of them. It's okay. So that perfectionist part, a little patience and grace with yourself, patience and grace with others, especially your children, right? Your child comes in here and they're a young child. They walk into your office and they start asking questions in the middle of a live stream. It's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. Answer the questions of the children. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay, right? So I look at all these opportunities that are around us all the time to be patient, to model things for our family, to model things for clients, for teammates, just for humanity. And as eternal optimists, my friends, that's going to be part of our mission. We have got to be the ones that go first. We have got to be the ones that model it for everyone else, because the loudest voices in social media are the ones that are the most critical of everyone else out there. And it may not get the clicks at this moment. Over time, I sincerely believe that we have the opportunity to get those clicks, to get that focus shifted back in a positive direction. Hence, eternal optimism, the movement. Thank you so much for joining today, my friends. Appreciate you all. It's 7:14, time to go to school. So I'm going to sign off today. This is Matt Trinkon, your host of the Eternal Optimist podcast and a pro advisor coach. You make it a great day. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow on Good Friday. Bye-bye.